Hello, welcome to the Concordia University's video lectures. This is from the School of Computing Science and Engineering for the course Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency, and the course code is CSBL3050. And I'm Priyanka, Assistant Professor in School of Computing Science and Engineering, Concordia University. This lecture is for the discussion of topics smart contracts, Ethereum, and Hyperledger. So the objective is we will talk about the smart contract, we'll talk about Ethereum and Hyperledger in this lecture. To understand these topics, we should have the knowledge of blockchain basics, cryptocurrencies, and the knowledge of little bit of Bitcoin basics. Now let's first understand what is Ethereum. So Ethereum is just a blockchain-based computing platform and by which we can actually build and deploy our decentralized application. Ethereum is a blockchain 2.0 version, so we can actually, it's just a platform where we can build the decentralized application. And it's just quite different from the centralized, like the banking authority is just an example of centralized authority. So it's Ethereum is decentralized. And in this, the concept of decentralized is based on that the participants are having the whole control on the system, and they're going to involve in the process of decision making. Now, multiple important terms related to Ethereum are the very first is Ether. Ether is just Ethereum's cryptocurrency, and we also say that it's just like a fuel to run that network. And we use this Ether to pay the computational resources and the transaction fees for the transactions which we are executing on the Ethereum network. Right, so Ether is just like a currency, as like the Bitcoin is just a currency. So Ether is also like a currency. And apart from paying for the transaction, we can also use Ether to buy gas, which is used for the computation that is being required when we need to mine the block. So Ether is to purchase that gas as well. Next important term about in Ethereum is smart contract. So actually smart contract is just a contract which is just a written contract which says that the rules and the two different organizations are agreed on, and we call it smart of all because it is self-applied code, right? It automatically executes it. Right, so the business which are involved in, which are implemented on Ethereum, they will create their own smart contract which will automatically get executed. Okay, so next is Ethereum virtual machine. Now we call it as EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine. Ethereum is just one single blockchain having all the blocks connected to each other. Now, if you suppose we just implement any application on Ethereum, and if we directly straight away come on creating the block on the Ethereum main blockchain, so that may create problem because maybe we have tried it for the first time and we may not be very sure about the smart contracts working. So maybe the smart contract may cause some problems. So just for the testing purpose, it's better to first use the Ethereum virtual machine rather than to straight away adding the blocks onto the blockchain. First, test it out on the EVM, right? So you can test it a number of times and you can change it. And when you're satisfied, then you can go for the Ethereum main blockchain. So that's the advantage of using EVM. Next is decentralized application. Ethereum allow us to create decentralized application. Now we also call it as DApp. Next is decentralized autonomous organization. Decentralized autonomous organization is a digital organization that actually operates without hierarchical management, and it is a decentralized and works in democratic fashion. Right, so decentralized organization is responsible for taking all the decisions. But as because there is no central authority here, so we create a decentralized autonomous organization which will do all the decision making tasks, and the designated people are assigned in that authority. So these are all the features of Ethereum. Now next is Hyperledger. Hyperledger is another platform for building the blockchain application. So it actually Hyperledger serves a greenhouse which allow the users, developers for from different fields to come together to create their application on blockchain. I mean, and one thing is common between all those, and that is they are interested in learning, developing, and using the enterprise blockchain. So they can use Hyperledger. Now, as because in the earlier blockchain, what happens is there is a one single blockchain which works for all, but it's really not possible that every application fits into one, right? So everyone cannot fit into one situation. As like Ethereum is just one in which all the worldwide exists a single blockchain, all the blocks are being added to that. But here, as because if we work with different applications, different businesses, so they have different purposes. So different organizations' purposes needs to be created differently, separately. So we may need to add different features. So it's better to create a separate blockchain. So Hyperledger allows us to create a separate blockchain for your own particular features, for your own purpose, and that is independent of the earlier blockchain. Because just adding all the data in one single is useless, right? So that's the concept behind Hyperledger. Now, Hyperledger provides a greenhouse structure, and that can incubate new ideas and support us with various resources, and we can actually implement any application on that. Now, as a greenhouse organization for open source blockchain development, Hyperledger provides these benefits. It helps in keeping up with development. It provides better productivity with specialization, and it allows us to have a collaboration to avoid duplicate efforts. We can have a better quality control of the code, easier handling of intellectual property. So all these are benefits of the Hyperledger. Now this is the Hyperledger greenhouse in which the Hyperledger have different frameworks and tools. Now Hyperledger frameworks include Hyperledger Guru, that is a permissionable smart contract machine, which is an EVM, as we have seen in the Ethereum as well. So here also we have an EVM machine where you can test and try. Hyperledger Fabric is one of the very important framework of the Hyperledger where you can create your permissioned blockchain with channel support. Right. Next is Hyperledger Indy, which is for decentralized identity. Aroha is for the mobile application. Sawtooth is we can go for permissioned as well as permissionless in the Sawtooth. Now, these are the frameworks where you can implement. Now, you can use tools for any kind of functionality. As like you can use Hyperledger Caliper, which is a benchmarking tool. Just to evaluate the performance, you can use this. Now, Hyperledger Cello is a as a service deployment, we can use it. Composer now nowadays it has been omitted. Earlier it was there. It was just to model and build the blockchain network. Then is Hyperledger Explorer, where you can view and explore the data on the blockchain. Then there is one Hyperledger Quilt that is for ledger incorporation. So all these are the frameworks and the tools which Hyperledger supports. Now, the design philosophy of Hyperledger includes these features: cryptocurrency agnostic, interoperable, highly secure, modular, complete with APIs. So these all are the design philosophies on which the Hyperledger has been designed. Okay, so this is about Hyperledger. Now let's just talk about smart contract. Now, smart contract, we have seen that in Ethereum as well, we create various kind of smart contracts. So, what is a smart contract? It's smart contract are just designed to work on a computer protocol. I mean, so that we can digitally verify anything. We have written a code earlier, and we want to verify it digitally, right? We cannot do it manually. As in our business, what happens is we say it, we in terms of verbal communication, that this is written in the contract, so you cannot do that. But here, and we as a human beings checks it manually. But in blockchain, smart contract works automatically, and there is no need of manual working. So it digitally verifies, enforces, and facilitate a contract, right, without the need of any paperwork, right? And it is managed more efficiently and effectively compared to the paperwork which we do. Because in paperwork, we may, in when we are doing manual work, we may skip something, or maybe because of our lack of experience, lack of knowledge, we may skip some things. But When we are doing it automatically, digitally, then there is no need of any issues or any problems can occur. Now, smart contracts are viable to manage transaction performance between parties, right? And smart contracts are possible because of the true nature of blockchain, that is decentralization. Okay, so this is smart contract is just possible because of this feature of the blockchain decentralization, and there is no doubt that intermediaries are there in the earlier network, centralized network, as like we have a banking example. So there it's a or an intermediary bank is there, right? But if we are working in blockchain without the use of any intermediary, so that's only possible because of this smart contract. Because smart contract is there, which can make a trust, which allows two parties to uh, to just stay on the contract and do not do any kind of misbehavior or any kind of harm to the system. Right, and with another important point about smart contract is there is no possibility of any conflict. There cannot be any conflict which can occur because the code is there, which will work automatically, and everyone has to follow that. Okay, so for the businesses, transparency and credibility, smart contract is being used. Now, if we talk about the benefits of smart contracts, so speed and accuracy, trust, security, saving, these are the benefits of using blockchain, in smart contract and blockchain. Now, smart contract has so many applications. Like we can use the smart contracts for, we can create the smart contracts for a financing application, as like which will tell that this is the rule and it should not go beyond that. And like if we talk about insurance, so it will tell in the insurance case that and this insurance will only be granted if this will happen, right? And insurance company will pay this much and the other party will pay this much, right? So all the rules are already been defined and will follow that, right? Similarly, if we go for autonomous vehicles, so that there as well smart contracts are required. If we talk about the medical application, in that also smart contracts are being used. So smart contract is the whole soul, the heart of the blockchain, which allows everyone to follow that so that nobody will go beyond that rule. No, everybody has to follow the rules which is being specified in the smart contract. Okay, so if we talk about the conclusion, we have read about Ethereum. So Ethereum is a blockchain-based computing platform where we can build and deploy the decentralized application. In earlier blockchain 1.0, it was not possible to implement the decentralized application, but with the Ethereum blockchain 2.0, we can create the decentralized application. And this is decentralized because here the participants have the control over the network to take the decisions, and it's not just a centralized authority who is going to take the decision. Now, the blockchain is a powerful technology and not one size fits all. So that's the aim behind the hyperledger, because Ethereum works for that there is one single blockchain, all the applications will be implemented on that, but that's not feasible. So hyperledger comes with that perspective that every application has its own different features. So let's just create a separate application for separate blockchain for separate application, right? So for that we use hyperledger. Now smart contracts are in the form, we can share values in the form of share property and money, just to have a conflict free, transparent and decentralized environment. There is no middleman, no centralized authority is there, and the system is purely secure, and nobody can tamper any data. So the main benefits which blockchain is giving, that's just because of the smart contract which is there in the system. So it provides the blockchain immutability feature and cryptography. Okay, so these are the references which you can follow for more understanding of the topics. I mean, this is a book, Arvind Narayanam, which you can follow for understanding the detail about the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And you can use the web resources as well to understand more about this topic. Okay, so that's it for this lecture.